It's official. Jon "Bones" Jones is back in the UFC. And for his first fight, he'll be facing Ciryl Gane for the vacant UFC Heavyweight title. But before we get excited about this fight, here are a few things that you need to know. Like, why exactly did Ngannou quit? How will Jon Jones perform in the heavyweight division? And is Ciryl Gane really the right man for him? Well, just sit back and let's find out. At some point, almost everyone thought Jon Jones was coming back to the UFC for a dream fight against the former UFC heavyweight champion, Francis Ngannou. But after Ngannou's sudden departure, which we'll talk about in a moment, the UFC made Ciryl Gane the man to take on Jones. Now, the first question you should be asking yourself is, why did Jon Jones even move up to heavyweight? Well, several reasons are believed to have motivated Jones's move to heavyweight. One is the desire for new challenges and to prove himself against the best fighters in the division. Jones has dominated the light heavyweight division for years and has successfully defended his title multiple times. But there are few opponents left for him to face in that weight class. Moving to heavyweight offers a new set of challenges and a chance to show the world that he can still compete at the highest level. Another reason is that Jones wants to continue his legacy and cement his place as one of the greatest fighters in history. So by moving to heavyweight, Jones can establish himself as a dominant force in another division and prove that he is a true multi-weight champion. And the truth is, he does deserve to be a multi-division. From his early days as a rising star to his reign as the undisputed champion of the light heavyweight division, Jon Jones has captivated fans and dominated incredible talent and indomitable spirit. Jones's journey in the light heavyweight division began with a series of dominant wins over top-ranked fighters. He quickly established himself as a force to be reckoned with, and soon became known for his lightning-fast strikes, suffocating grappling, and unbreakable will. Despite facing setbacks and personal challenges along the way, Jones never lost sight of his goal, to become the best fighter in the world. He continued to train tirelessly, developing new skills and perfecting his craft, and soon rose to the top of the division, becoming the youngest champion in UFC history. But on the other hand, there's Ciryl Gane. From his first steps into the octagon, Ciryl Gane has been a force to be reckoned with, quickly establishing himself as one of the brightest stars in the UFC's heavyweight division. With his incredible athleticism, technical striking skills, and undeniable charisma, Gane has captured the hearts of fans around the world and risen to the top of his weight class in record time. We need you to understand that Gane's rise to the top has been nothing short of phenomenal. Despite having only a handful of professional fights to his name, he stepped into the UFC with a quiet confidence and a relentless drive to succeed. In his debut fight, he stunned fans with a highlight reel knockout, and followed up with a series of dominant performances that showcased his impressive striking and grappling skills. And as he continued to climb the ranks, Gane proved time and time again that he was not just a one-dimensional striker, but a well-rounded fighter with a deep understanding of the sport. He quickly became known for his exceptional striking accuracy, devastating power, and an iron will that never wavered, even in the face of adversity. Gane is that guy that will knock out anyone in the blink of an eye, that guy that seems unbreakable, and that guy that we all believe will become champion one day. But despite his quick rise to prominence, Gane has remained humble and grounded, always focusing on his training and his performances in the octagon. He is a true student of the sport, always looking for ways to improve and evolve his skills, and has quickly become one of the most respected fighters in the UFC. So, who do we think will win come UFC 285? Well, the betting odds for this one might surprise you. For the first time since fighting Stephan Bonnar in 2009, Jones began as a betting underdog. Betting sites opened with Gane at -166, and Jones at +140. But they've shifted dramatically since then. Jones is now the favorite at -126, while Gane is now the underdog at +108. Another thing to consider here is the fact that Jones has put on a lot of weight to be able to fight in the heavyweight division. The last time we saw Jon Jones put on this kind of mass in his career was against Ovince St. Preux in 2016, one of his most underwhelming performances. This has caused some to speculate as to whether he will look like himself as a heavyweight. And on the other hand, having lost largely in the wrestling department in his first title fight, Gane has his work cut out for him as Jones looks to take him down with his Greco-Roman background. And we need you to really understand that for Ciryl Gane to have a chance at that shiny heavyweight belt, his wrestling needs to be the best it's ever been. If you think back to UFC 270, Many fans thought Ngannou vs. Ciryl Gane would be a typical stand-up fight, but they were wrong. In the early rounds of the fight, Ngannou showed why he is known as one of the most fearsome strikers in the sport, with his lightning-fast punches and devastating power. However, as the fight went on, Ngannou revealed another dimension of his skill set, his grappling. Ngannou used his wrestling abilities to control the pace of the fight and take Gane out of his comfort zone. Then with his impressive strength and control, Ngannou dominated the grappling exchanges, leaving Gane struggling to escape his grasp. The tactics paid off as Ngannou dominated the later rounds and secured a decisive victory over Gane. And let's face it, Ngannou's wrestling might not even be as close as Jon Jones's in terms of technicality and power. So if Gane wants to win, he has to work on his ground game, because that's definitely where Jon Jones would capitalize. For Jon Jones, we believe he should be concerned about Gane's striking skills and heavy hands. Jones will need to be cautious in the stand-up exchanges, because Gane is one of the heaviest hitters in the division. Additionally, Gane's cardio and ability to maintain a high pace for 5 rounds could also pose a challenge for Jones. And the sole reason why we believe this would even be a problem is that Jon Jones hasn't been in a 5-round fight or any professional fight at all in the last 3 years. So can he really defeat Ciryl Gane? Wait, here's a better question. Why did the UFC pick Ciryl Gane? Well, the truth is only the UFC can answer that question right now. Many fans and commentators expected a name like Stipe Miocic because he's a former 2-time champion of the division and might have proven to be the best test for Jones. But apart from Ciryl Gane and Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou would have been the perfect fight for Jon Jones. Francis Ngannou would have been the ideal opponent for Jon Jones due to his unique striking style, physicality as one of the most imposing fighters in the heavyweight division, and reputation as a knockout artist. This combination would have provided a formidable challenge for Jones, and the outcome of the fight would have been highly anticipated. It was a fight that has been in the works for years now. But as we know it, Ngannou is out of the UFC, and many fans and commentators were left scratching their heads, wondering what could have led to this sudden departure. As it turns out, Ngannou had grown frustrated with the UFC's treatment of its fighters, feeling they were not fairly compensated for their hard work and risk inside the octagon. He also felt that the UFC was not doing enough to promote his brand and market him to a wider audience. In an interview with Ariel Helwani, Ngannou stated that he requested health insurance, the ability to have sponsorship for all UFC fighters, and to have a fighter advocate present during all fighter contract negotiations. When his requests were denied, Ngannou chose not to re-sign with the UFC, making him the first reigning champion to leave the UFC since BJ Penn in 2004. In another interview, Ngannou stated that he had received several offers from other promotions and that he believed these organizations were more in line with his values and would give them the recognition he deserved. But Ngannou aside, the fight is still on. And come UFC 285 on March 4th, 2023, at the T-Mobile Arena in Nevada, United States, the King, Jon Jones, would have the opportunity to plaster his name across the boards as a 2-division champion in the UFC. While on the other hand, Ciryl Gane would be looking to make history himself by becoming the first man to ever defeat Jon Jones since his DQ loss in 2009. Now my question to you is, who do you think will win, Ciryl Gane or Jon Jones? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. See you next time, and bye!